Proverbs 13, verse 10. Pride always leads to arguments, but those who listen and take advice are wise. Let me tell you one of the greatest thieves and robbers of our joy in life. And it's dangerous because it's so sneaky. You probably never thought of this before. There are a few things that this keeps us from doing, and a few things that this one thing in our life causes us to do that will rob us of any kind of happiness or contentment or joy in our life. It's some of the most common traits of people that are unhappy. Here's what this particular word that Solomon talks about causes us to do. This particular thing causes us and keeps us from celebrating someone else's success. It keeps us from apologizing even when we know we're wrong. It keeps us from forgiving someone that hurt us, from admitting our weaknesses, from admitting that we need help, from admitting that you don't know what you're doing, even though everyone else around us already knows that you don't know what you're doing. I've been there too many times. Here's what this word causes us to do. It keeps us arguing your point, even though you know it dawns on you sometime during the argument that you're wrong. You just can't admit that, though. It causes us to criticize others. It causes us to lie about things because we don't want others to think less of us. It even causes us to buy things to impress people that aren't even paying attention to us in the first place. What is this dangerous word that Solomon introduces to his son? Pride. Pride in our life causes us to do all of those things. Pride makes it easy to point out the mistakes in others while making it very hard to see the mistakes in our lives. Pride is that little voice in your head that as soon as you realized this podcast was about pride, it made someone else's name pop in. It made you think, oh, I've got about 5 people that I want to forward this to if all of a sudden we're talking about pride. Man, how sneaky is pride? Pride will cause us to look in the mirror to do a self-evaluation, and it will result in us looking at ourselves and saying, I don't have a pride issue. I think I'm good. I think I can skip this chapter. Pride is actually what keeps us from seeing our own pride in our life. How crazy is that? How deceptive is pride? Here's what the Bible teaches us. Pride leads to conflict in our lives. And ultimately, conflict is going to cause you to be unhappy. Pride always leads to conflict. Think about it in your home, in your marriage, with your boss, with your coworkers, with your friends. When conflict goes up, happiness goes down. When pride goes up, problems go up with it as well. No one is going to argue that when their life is in turmoil and there's a lot of conflict around them, that their happiness just seems to increase. No, pride is connected even to how we feel about our life and how our life folds out in front of it. Now, the key to happiness, though, in the midst of conflict is going to be the antithesis of pride. It's one word that is guaranteed to work every time. But before I tell you what it is, I got to warn you about some things. What I'm getting ready to tell you is 100% countercultural. No one else is telling you what Solomon is telling his sons here in Proverbs. What I'm going to tell you is not going to be natural. It's going to be very hard. It's going to feel difficult to do this when you're facing conflict in your life. And here's a promise. Once you decide to do this, you will be tested in this area of your life every single day. You'll be given an opportunity to replace pride with this one characteristic trait in every single area of your life. And God will give you multiple opportunities to prove to you that if you implement these issues and these characteristics, that your life will be better as a result of it. You ready? You ready to know how to kill conflict and remove pride from your life? One word: humility. As humility goes up, peace goes up. And as peace goes up, the happiness and the fulfillment and the contentment in your life increases as well. Humility goes up, conflict goes down. Conflict goes down, happiness goes up. There's an absolute correlation with your humility and your happiness in life. Even though Solomon's sons would be some of the most powerful, influential people in the world, he challenges them, hey, avoid pride and pursue humility. Pride and peace. That is Proverbs chapter 13.